Call of Duty Next 2025 for Black Ops 7 was today, covering multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, held in Las Vegas at Area 15. And from outside looking in, possibly one of the best Call of Duty Next setups we've seen to date. The walls of the entire room were completely digital, basically like a giant 360 green screen, and they could put whatever they wanted on these screens, making it a very immersive experience, not just watching, but also if you were in the room. We're going to be going over the highlights of multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, focusing more on the multiplayer and zombie side of things since that's what I mostly play. So we got our first look at actual multiplayer gameplay, and I gotta say right off the bat, the maps are looking nice, they're looking colorful, vibrant colors, different theming. It doesn't always look like you're in the same environment or atmosphere, and they're not all super tiny condensed maps. We did see Blackheart, which is on the smaller end of the maps, but it still looks like it's pretty clear, clean, and has those open spaces to traverse the map, especially with the brand new wall jump. Now, of course, a lot of these people at the event are creators. They're trying to break the movement, trying to break the game, and see what they can do with these wall jumps. So yeah, you see some pretty crazy stuff, but I think based on what we're seeing, that first initial wall jump you do does give you a pretty big boost, but the second and third consecutive jumps definitely bring your speed and momentum down quite a bit. So I don't think it's really going to be used too much during gunfights. I think most of the time it's going to be traversing areas or peeking over a corner or a window or a wall, rather than it being a primary use in gunfights. Yeah, you'll still see it here and there in gunfights, but I think for the most part, traversing, peeking corners, peeking walls, getting up into a second story window, second story building, and just the routes you'll be able to take, especially in the overload game mode, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But if the Treyarch devs had one word to describe the maps, it would be
looks great, plays super frenetic and fun. Very frenetic, very fun.
The gunplay, the gun design looks very good in this game. The one thing I noticed, at least just watching Call of Duty Next, the developers said that they were happy with the time to kill in Black Ops 6, and that same similar time to kill is now in Black Ops 7. However, I don't know if it's because they were all playing in the same room and the connection might have been a little bit better, but the time to kill in Black Ops 7 seems very fast. Like, people were getting absolutely melted off the map. There might be some room for some tweaking, slowing that time to kill down just a bit. But again, it could just be because they were all in the same room playing together. And we might have a different experience come the beta, come the full launch. But the weapons look good, both graphically and gameplay-wise. However, the one problem with Call of Duty is meta, especially with the higher skill-based matchmaking or the engagement-based skill matchmaking, whatever you want to call it. There always tends to be that meta loadout. And now I primarily watched just the main Call of Duty feed and not really a whole bunch of other creators. But from my point of view, it seemed like majority of the players were using the Dravec SMG. And I mean, we're not even in the beta yet. This is just Call of Duty Next and we're using one weapon on the map. There were some people mixing it up, going, trying different things, pulling out the sniper, some ARs, the M8, but it seemed like the majority of people were using the Dravec. But again, this is a very small sample size, and if it is the best gun in the game, these creators are trying to get the best gameplay possible. So we'll have to wait and see if it really is that much better than every other weapon, or since they were limited on time, they were just trying to get the best gameplay with the most kills. There's a big emphasis again on the weapon build sharing, how each weapon build will have a unique code that you can just share straight to your friends. So instead of going through telling them each of the attachments you have on, you can just simply tell them the code or text it to them. They can enter that code and instantly have your loadout. Now, as of right now, this is just a weapon build code. I would like to also see a loadout build code in the future where it not only gives you the weapon loadout, but the entire class. We're talking primary, secondary, equipment, perks, wildcards, everything. That would be very good. So if you're someone who likes to play ranked play and you're looking for the latest pro setup, you can easily find out what the pros are using, from the weapon attachments all the way to the equipment and perks, in one build code. I think that is where the build code should go moving on into the future. I just think that's so much better than the weapon code we have right now. But this is a good step in the right direction. The one downfall in the weapons that I'm seeing right now is that the M8 is classified as a marksman rifle. So there's a potential we might not even see the M8 in ranked play. We might not even see the M8 in the CDL this year, which kind of sucks. The M8's finally coming back, and we might not even see it. And then we got to look at the brand new mastery camos coming into Black Ops 7. Now remember, we don't just have multiplayer zombies and Warzone this year, we also have campaign mastery camos. So that is 16 mastery camos coming into Black Ops 7, and these might be some of the best mastery camos we've ever seen. There was also a big emphasis on camos. There's going to be more camos every season of ranked play, every season of the game itself. There's going to be camos to earn. I believe there's going to be camo challenges in the weekly challenges as well. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity to earn camos throughout the year, not just the mastery camos. But we touched on it a little bit earlier, the brand new overload game mode that could be replacing control as that third mode in the CDL, which I think would be phenomenal. So there's 3 spawn points on the map that is said to be predetermined where the device will spawn next. So there's only 1 device that spawns at a time. So with each team having 2 zones in their spawn, if your team has the device, you have to take it to the enemy zones. If they have the device, they have to take it to your zones. Now, during the description of this, I thought you wouldn't be able to use your weapons and you'd have to hold the device, which would make more sense and provide a little bit more teamwork. However, it seems as though when you pick up the device, you'll still be able to use your weapons and everything just as you normally would, but you'll be highlighted in yellow, not through walls or anything, to let you know that you have the device. And I definitely know I'm gonna miss some things throughout this because Call of Duty Next, I believe, was like 3.5, maybe 4 hours long, and that's just a lot of info to go through. So we might have missed some things. If I do miss something and you thought it was interesting, put it down below in the comments. We'll keep the conversation going. But overall, multiplayer looking very good, very clean, very crisp. The movement overall, I think, looks very smooth. I think it's a good balance between having a lot of advanced movement and no advanced movement, because it seems like it's more traversal based rather than during gunfights and everything. Because Advanced Warfare, you could jump up in the air, dash completely to the side, jump up in the air, dash completely backwards. Like, it was a little too much. I think this is a good medium balanced ground, and you can't just double jump midair. You have to hit off a wall. So I think it adds a little bit more to the skill level. So I'm excited to hop into the beta starting on Thursday, October 2nd. Now let's talk a little bit about zombies. Ashes of the Damned is their first zombies map and might be the biggest zombies map we've ever seen. Now this is sort of a transit style map minus the bus, but you do get Old Tessie, which is a pickup truck that you get to drive around. That's gonna have upgrades. A portable pack-a-punch machine for the first time, which is one of the truck upgrades. So once you put the pack-a-punch on the truck, wherever the truck is where your pack-a-punch is. I also think the way Ashes of the Damned is gonna work seems like a pretty cool idea, at least right now until we get our hands on it and get to play through it a little bit. But it is round-based zombies. However, if you go into the fog, so in between the POIs, similar to how Transit was, those zombies in the fog will just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. There's no waves, there's no rounds inside the fog. They'll just keep on coming. And we gotta look at the brand new mob or zombie type, the Ravagers. They're the new zombie type in the fog that's gonna not only chase you down, but if there's loot on the ground, they're gonna go and pick up that loot so you can't have it. So if you have Vulture Aid and you need ammo and you're trying to pick it up, make sure to keep the Ravagers away from any of the dropped loot. We're getting a ton of modes for zombies in Black Ops 7. We're not only getting the main normal mode, we're also getting survival, which is round-based zombies on a much smaller scale, starting with the farm. So it takes one part or one POI of the full Ashes of the Damned map and allows you to play round-based zombies on just that spot, similar to what we've seen all the way back in Black Ops 2. Directed mode is also going to be coming back to help people out with the Easter eggs, so the more casual zombies players can go and do the Easter egg with a more directed approach. The brand new Cursed mode is coming back, which is a nod to classic zombies with the classic point system, you starting with only a pistol, no minimap. So if you think about Black Ops 3 zombies, that's kind of how it's going to be in this Cursed mode. We'll have to wait and see if the health works as it did back in Black Ops 3, where I'm pretty sure old school zombies, you got hit twice without Juggernaut, you went down. Whereas in new school zombies with all the armor plates and everything, you got to get hit quite a bit. So we'll see how much harder the Cursed mode is if the health is the same as it was back in Black Ops 3. But the fact that they're bringing back classic points, so much better. I don't know why they've ever went away from it. That is exactly how it should be. Also, starting with a pistol, exactly how it should be. You can create loadouts for all the weapons, but you still have to get that weapon from a box or from the wall buy in order to get your loadout weapon. I don't like the fact that you just start with that weapon. I just feel like starting with your pistol creates more replayability because every game is going to be slightly different because you never know what gun you're going to get unless you buy it straight off the wall. Speaking of weapons and buying them, the box looks a little bit different. I don't know for sure. I think we've seen a similar design maybe in Black Ops 4, but it's definitely not your classic wooden box. Then we also got to look at the brand new elite zombie, the Bear. This thing is massive. I think it's bigger than the truck you drive around. Now it's going to have these yellow clusters or honeybee hives stuck to it. Make sure you're shooting them for critical shots. They are going to fall off the bear onto the ground, and it can still hurt you if you walk into it. So make sure you're shooting them once they drop off the bear as well. But if the bear does catch you in his arms with a hit, it's actually going to disable your auto healing for a little bit, making it that much more chaotic when you're fighting the bear. We finally got some information on the new Wisp Tea perk coming. This is going to be similar to Brain Rot in a sense, where it's going to create an ally for you. And depending on the augments that you have attached to that perk at the time, it can either help you damage the zombies or even revive you. So if you're playing solo and you have Wisp Tea, you don't only need quick revive, you can also use Wisp Tea. There's some new ammo mods coming to the game that'll shoot fireworks into the air and damage the zombies within the fireworks. And then the other game mode, Dead Ops Arcade 4, with 80 levels to play through. Now, we didn't see any gameplay on Dead Ops 4 Arcade, just a quick little clips here and there, but you'll also be able to progress your level while playing Dead Ops Arcade. Again, probably missed some things on the zombie side. There's a lot of information to go through, but let's hop over to Warzone. We're getting a brand new Resurgence map, Haven's Hollow, which is Liberty Falls from Black Ops 6, the first zombies map we got, expanded. So a lot of this map, if you guys have played Black Ops 6 Zombies on Liberty Falls, you're going to know this map already, or at least think you know the map, because it has been expanded. But there's going to be definitely some familiar spots on the map, including Mansion, which was also from the Black Ops 6 Zombies map with the Z-Rex inside. Even though I haven't played Warzone in quite a minute, this map does look very good, very colorful, and it kind of brings back that Blackout vibe. I'm pretty sure Blackout was also based during like a fall themed map, with of course Aiden getting the first ever Haven's Hollow Victory Royale. But there were two games going on at the same time. In the second game, Leonard Fournette not only won their first game, but beat out Scump Methods and Shotzi to do so. Overall, I have to say Call of Duty Next shared a ton of new information. Again, a lot of which I probably missed. But this game's actually looking pretty good. I know there's a lot of hate out there, probably a lot of it forced hate, a lot of it bandwagon hate, but this game's actually looking pretty good, pretty solid, and I don't think Treyarch's holding back at all. Makes me very excited this year to see what we're gonna have for multiplayer, because the Black Ops 6 maps are what really killed it for me. Excited to hop into the early access beta, starting on the 2nd, to see not only how the game feels as a whole, but also the brand new movement, how the guns feel. Does it feel very similar to Black Ops 6? Does it feel a little different? This is the first time in franchise history that we're getting back-to-back games from the exact same developer. We'll see how it goes, see how it feels. Fingers crossed, we're in for a good year. If there's anything I missed that you wanted to talk about, put it down below in the comments. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and bell for notifications. I'll catch you right back here in the next one. Peace out.